It is safe to live in my neighborhood. There are many surveillance cameras in the area, so I feel safe to get around late at night. However, my mom always yells at me when I come home late. I want to live alone. There is a bus stop in front of my house. The subway station is just a few blocks away from my house, so it is convenient to use public transportation. I always travel by public transportation. I live in an apartment, but I don't get along with my neighbors. I actually don't even know who lives next door, but I think it is important to get to know your neighbors. I usually come home late at night. However, there has been lots of theft in the neighborhood. So recently, I tried to go home early in the evening, but it is scared to be home alone. So when no one is home, I go out to meet my friends. I am very close to some of my neighbors. We see each other almost every day. I think they are closer to me than my siblings are. I like spending time with my neighbors. There are not enough parking spaces in my neighborhood. It is difficult to find a spot when you try to park late at night. It is frustrating. Some neighbors often argue over parking. I read 2 to 3 books a month. It takes time to read a book. I like reading because I can forget things. I also think I become more imaginative from reading books. I like reading books. It calms me down. When I read, I underline the important passages. It is helpful to read. I sometimes write down some notes on the book when I think it is important. When I finish a book, I always write a book report on it. It helps organize my thoughts. Last weekend, I read an interesting novel. After that, I spent 2 hours writing a book report on it. I like to clean my books. I try to keep my books clean. When I read, I never write on or fold the pages, so I don't like lending my books to friends. It bothers me when my friend returns a book with folded pages. I used to read a lot, but recently I have been reading less than before. I try to read more because when I read a book, great ideas come to me. I prefer reading to watching TV when I need to think. I read both to get some information. However, sometimes it is difficult to understand some books. When I read a difficult book, I need to reread the same sentences over and over to completely understand the paragraph. I was on a healthy diet for 5 days and I have been limiting myself, but then I binge ate yesterday. I ate a slice of cake, 3 scoops of ice cream, and 5 pieces of chocolate after dinner. I want to lose weight. However, I didn't want to exercise. I decided not to eat. I lost weight by skipping meals. I didn't eat anything. I felt stressed because I was too hungry. I didn't eat for a week. I lost weight, but a week later, when I started to eat again, I gained even more weight. It's called the yo-yo effect. I decided to go to the gym to exercise. I lost weight and never gained it back. I lost 5 kilograms through eating onions. I ate an onion before dinner, and I only had small portions of food. Sometimes I just skipped dinner. It was hard to eat onions, but it worked. I also exercised 3 times a week. My friend lost 10 kilograms in a month. She says she eats more portions of food. She also exercised regularly. I tried to go to the gym after work. It was hard. I just went to the park to take a walk. I decided to go on a diet, so I went jogging every day. I went to the park in the neighborhood to jog. However, I couldn't give up eating late at night. I had a late night snacks quite often. I failed to lose weight.